Welcome to Home Team Advantage. This is Mike Egan. I'm Gary Gimbetti, and we're here. From what I understand, what we just talked about is like our 8th year.
Pretty close.
When did we? I don't even remember when we started. Did we start?
We got to thank our sponsor here, Caribou Coffee, for this wonderful strawberry Loco Moco, or whatever it's called.
Strawberry shaker.
Strawberry shaker.
It's got fruit in it, so it must be good, right?
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years. Wow.
Boy, I wasn't even married that long. Yes, I was. I take it back.
At least you can joke about it.
What else are you gonna do? Cry?
Yeah. So, we hope you've enjoyed every
8 years.
Every week. Well, pretty much every week, but there's been times where we've been off for a couple weeks or stuff. But we hope you enjoy the show when we put it on. We try to. I don't know if we
Inform
or make you more knowledgeable about anything, but
yeah, but if you kick back and have a little giggle, that's even more fun.
Especially at my expense.
Yes.
So. But we'll get going.
Well, let's start with the Super Bowl. Did you watch the Super Bowl? Let's get it over and done with.
No, I did not watch the Super Bowl.
I didn't either. I was watching a Tarzan movie.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. You find your way to work anything in like that. So, all right.
Wait till the elephants start coming down Howard Street. Look out, everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
We had to be there earlier.
Now I'm embarrassed.
Okay, Super Bowl.
I kind of wanted to see the Chiefs win just to see a three-peat, but Philadelphia, like I've heard on Sports Talk all week, is like an all-star team.
Yeah.
And their offensive line is fantastic. Their defensive line is fantastic. Hint, hint, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah. Coach of the year.
Yeah, coach of the year. But he sure didn't coach. I like the guy. If I could email the guy, tell him I appreciate how candid you are with the press, because I hear him interviewed on the morning with Paul Allen whenever he's on with them.
But be honest about it, he got his butt handed to him the last 2 games.
Well, he did. That's the issue. I mean,
he got out-coached.
Yeah, he did not adjust and make sure that Sam Darnold didn't get annihilated in the pocket, which kind of is a bummer, because I think if they would have adjusted some offensively, they might have been able to, maybe, who knows, maybe they could have gotten to the Super Bowl. I hate to be a dreamer.
But who, do you think they would have beat Philadelphia?
Well, that's another thing. I mean, who knows, but I think they could have got past the Rams for sure. Whether or not, then who would they have played after that? They might have played they wouldn't have played the Lions, so they would have played, I think they would have played Philadelphia in the semis.
Yep.
So that would have been, we would have found out there.
Right.
And then obviously when and who knows, I mean, it's all butterfly effect at this point, but you beat the Eagles and then the Commanders just say they still beat Detroit. You have a home game.
Yeah.
And think about it. I mean, you might be able to beat the Commanders and get to the Super Bowl. So, and Minneapolis would have been just hopping at that point if that had happened. So, but yeah, I hope, he says he's still learning, and, hopefully, however things shake out in the off season, which starts, I think, in March. The 2025 season starts in March with the combine and free agency and all that. So maybe.
And then the big question: what are they going to do with Darnold?
Well, that's going to be the issue again. They feel J.J. McCarthy's ready.
Yeah.
It's still tough for a first-year player to come in and take over a an NFL team. But who knows? Maybe they may. Hey, maybe catch lightning in a bottle. You never know.
Yeah, but the unfortunate thing, if they sign Darnold, then their cap is they can't really go out and get any linemen that they really need. So, but if they franchise Darnold, they can trade him.
Mm-hmm.
And then that young man that they got from New York,
Daniel Jones,
could be a possible, maybe the guru quarterback coach that we supposedly have can make him into a winner, and he can, show JJ the ropes for a year. So.
Well, that's the issue, and the big rumors this week are Aaron Rodgers coming to Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
So if you haven't heard that, you heard it. If this is the first place you're hearing it, that's been the talk.
Well, you just mentioned the butterfly effect. It would be the Brett Favre effect.
You know,
Oh, wait a minute.
Explain franchise tag. What-
well, I don't know. I don't know the ins and out of the franchise tag, but there's a certain threshold of money you can give them if you franchise them. So they're probably not as much as he would want to get,
Yep.
you know, with a new contract. But you sign him, to franchise him, and he gets so much money, maybe 40,000 or 40 million.
Yeah, I
I'm
was gonna say,
sorry.
yeah, it would be like he could get 30 million if he's franchised, whereas he's asking for 40. So if they franchise him, they save 10 million.
$10 million, and then but you can still trade him.
He can still trade him.
And there's got to be a team out there that is desperate. And I hate to use the word desperate because he had a pretty good year this
Yep.
year, except maybe aside from 2 games. But you could get some draft. The Vikings only have like 4 or 5 draft picks this year.
Right.
And maybe they could pick up some extra, maybe some second-round picks. I'm not saying Darnold's worth a first-round pick, but they could get some second-round, maybe some third or some fourth-round picks. And
We gotta believe there's, you mentioned, there's probably half a dozen teams out there looking for a quarterback.
mhm. And I don't know, you know, how Darnold feels about that. Who knows? I mean, the guy had a great year. You have to give him a lot of credit. I mean,
Maybe they'll bring what's his name back from Atlanta.
Kirk. Well, I don't know if the Falcons have released him yet or not.
They will,
But yeah, I'm sure that's coming down the road here.
because he only had a 1-year contract with him for $40 million.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
No, it guaranteed like
Yeah.
100,000 or 100 million.
Million.
But they need to reinforce their offensive line.
Yep.
And they need to reinforce the defensive line. And then they have most of their defensive backs are Harrison Smith might retire.
Well, he said he's staying, taking a cut in pay, and he's gonna stay.
We'll see. I don't know whether that's good or not. I don't know. But Bynum and Murphy, who knows how much they're gonna. The one of them had 6 INTs this year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which, but so they're gonna ask for some money. But it starts up front.
Yep.
You can have all the great weapons you want, but if you can't block for them, may as well forget it.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe you should try rolling out
Well.
left or right.
Yeah, play calling. But hey, he's a pocket passer, just like he's a little bit less of a pocket passer than Cousins.
Well, if you look back, when's the last time the Vikings had a scrambling type quarterback?
Fran Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton.
Well, Culpepper wasn't.
No, Culpepper was pocket.
He was a pocket
Yep,
passer.
he was the long bomb guy.
All right.
Tommy Kramer wasn't.
Yeah, he was a drop back guy.
Joe Cap sure wasn't.
No. Well, no. Cap was a scrambler, wasn't he?
Not really. Well, he did knock that guy out that one time when he ran for a touchdown, hit him with the knee.
I'd have to go back and look and see his rushing yardage.
That's when
but-
football was fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Depends on how good the defense is. Then
Yeah.
they're all scramblers.
Yeah. And again, I know Brian Flores hasn't had. I don't know if he's had any offer. He hasn't had
Haven't
an
heard.
offer to
Yep.
head coach, so he's obviously coming back. But his defense was respectable,
Yep.
but it was still like
Predictable.
28th in the league in
Yep.
rushing, and more in the top maybe 15 for pass yardage. So it's got to get stronger. I mean, you need a defense like the Bears had in '85, or you need a defense like the Ravens had whenever that year was that
Well,
they.
how about the Purple People Eaters?
Well, those are pretty good,
back in the day.
but they didn't dominate like they should have. I don't think.
Well, they had Alan Page, who was the first defensive MVP in the league.
Well, and I heard a stat this week. Dan Barrero had it on his show. All the Super Bowl, any team that did not score a point in the first half of a Super Bowl game always lost.
Oh, I
And
take
he-
it that's 4 Vikings.
And he went down the list of teams, and in all 4 games, evidently, they did not score in the first half,
Oh, wow.
which is kind of unbelievable, to
Yeah.
be honest with you. But the Chiefs not scoring in the first half is kind of unbelievable too.
Well, they only had like 25 yards rushing or something.
Yeah,
Total
whatever.
offense.
So
Well, anyways, that's over and done with. So we got to next year, and thank God we had the touch football game to watch.
yeah, the Bikini Bowl.
No, the NFL.
Oh, the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry
too.
about Bikini Bowl.
I
didn't
know
mean
what
it.
you've been watching. Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not. I watched the Wild and the Wolves on Sunday night, so
Oh,
I didn't
boy.
watch anything else
Yeah.
but them.
You didn't watch the Puppy Bowl?
I did not watch the Puppy Bowl.
Oh.
Have no interest in the Puppy Bowl.
Yep.
I don't even get it, so I don't. Who knows?
Remember they used to have the girls playing football during halftime? What was that? The
Well, that was like the lingerie bowl.
lingerie bowl. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be more your speed right there.
I'm sure it's more entertaining.
But yeah, so that takes care of that. The new season will start in March, and we'll see what kind of moves the Vikings make.
Yeah. I think I'd rather watch someone that's pretty good looking with a pair of shoulder pads than some big old dude spitting at them, yelling.
That's your preference.
Yeah.
That's fine, no doubt. But we'll get into some high school stuff here.
Yes, we get it serious now.
Boys hockey, well, the girls hockey team we might have talked about lost to Rock Ridge 4-0 in the quarterfinals, and that ended their year. We talked about that last week.
Yep.
Now Rock Ridge, they ended up beating North Shore like 7-6, I believe, or 6-5, one of those two scores, and then they played last night. They played Proctor Hermantown in the finals, and Proctor Hermantown came away with a 6-1 win.
So they're going to state.
So Proctor, yep, they're going to state. Congratulations to Rock Ridge for getting that far and putting up a good effort. But
Yep.
you're up against a juggernaut
Yeah, pretty much when
when
you
you're playing Proctor Hermantown. I don't know how many years now they've won it in a row, but you got to get a program as serious as they are to have a chance to beat them.
well, and you got to have the talent and the numbers to do it too.
Well, but I'm sure Rock Ridge has the numbers.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that numbers is a problem for Rock Ridge.
Well, they combined their schools.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Think of that.
surprise, yeah. Which my question was to Mike and Ron before we started the show, please determine, I want to know how it's determined what class you're in. Okay, now they usually go by school size.
Correct. By
Okay,
student size.
Okay, student size. If the Hermantown's enrollment is just under what AA should be, which is fine, that's their prerogative. Now you add Proctor into there.
Mm-hmm.
Proctor's got, if Hermantown has 600 kids, grades 10 through 12, and say Proctor has 200 kids,
Yep.
10 through 12, that's what, 800 kids,
Yep.
which I'm sure is over the limit.
It's AA.
Yeah, it should be AA. Okay, but again, I don't understand how they do that.
I
So,
don't.
and that's just maybe crying
Draining your milk.
milk, yeah, in my
Your
Strawberry shaker.
Strawberry latte cocoa.
But again, I guess I'll ask James, please, about
Yep.
that and see what he says about it. But so the boys hockey team went to Cloquet on Tuesday, which I thought was going to be a big section contest for them
For the seating.
for seeding,
Yep.
and they ended up winning 5-2. Thank you to Isaiah Hildenbrand, and Jackson Strukel scored his first goal of the year, and Tate Swanson scored, and Benny Galley scored. Isaiah got the game winner and then scored again in the third period to make it a 4-2 game. So they ended up beating Cloquet, and I thought, oh, good. Well, maybe.
So you get a better
Well,
seating.
then I get a text just a few minutes later about the seedings that came out yesterday for the 7-8 tournament, and Cloquet got the number 1 seed, which is, I get it. Hermantown was number 2, and Hibbing was number 3. So it really wasn't the big a game I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
So now they play.
Well, the
North
Shore is the number 6 seed, so they play North Shore here on Tuesday, and then I don't know when the finals. I can probably look that up quickly.
But they're all in Duluth.
No, well, the semis and finals will be in Duluth.
Right.
So, but hey, so it's funny how fast that came up.
Yeah. But whatever happened to alternating like they used to?
Well,
1 year they're in Duluth, and 1 year they're in Hibbing. They don't do that anymore.
no, I don't know.
Oh.
I guess Duluth is the prime spot to hold all this stuff.
Well, I'm sure the journalist that you are, you could probably figure out and find out why they do
So
that.
it was Cloquet, Hermantown, Hibbing, Proctor, Falls, North Shore, Greenway, Moose Lake, and Ely were the seeds. So Hibbing plays again on the 18th, and then on the 22nd would be the semifinals at Amsoil. They'd play at 8:05, probably against Hermantown, because Hermantown has Greenway.
Oh, okay.
So you're getting Hermantown in the semis. Cloquet gets the winner of Moose Lake and Ely, and then if they win, they get the winner of Proctor and International Falls, and that game would probably be at 6 o'clock or 6:05 on the 22nd.
Yep.
So
I'm sure those games will be carried on.
I would
every
think
day.
they televised the semis last year, so I'm assuming they'd be on TV again this year. So good luck. Again, if Hibbing scores 4 to 5 goals a game,
They'll have a good shot.
they'll have a good shot at it. And these guys can score, and so don't be passing up shots to set somebody else up. I mean, take the shots when you have them and create chaos, and you'll probably do fine.
And they've shown that they can win away from their home ice, so I mean that's a big win to win with.
To go to Cloquet and win. And now they do play Chisago Lakes tomorrow night and Friday night here.
Yep.
At 7 o'clock, so they do have one more home game. So get out, watch your Blue Jackets.
Yep.
And Chisago Lakes tomorrow.
Boys basketball.
Boys basketball took on Marshall.
Big game.
Monday night. Not Marshall's a 2A school. We're 3A.
Oh.
Marshall has the Brooks Johnson kid who averages like 25 points a game. At first it looked like it was going to be nip and tuck, but then Hibbing, Jack Bottoms, he may as well call him. Jack Bottoms put in 33 points.
Wow.
And Ray Brow had 21 points, and Hibbing pulled away from them and beat them pretty 79 or something to 50 something. And but now they're tonight. They play Cloquet tonight, and that'll be probably be a big seeding game. And we've already lost to Cloquet, so we'll see what the improvement's been like. And that could be, you beat Cloquet tonight, and then they have Duluth Denfeld coming up. You win both those games, you could get the #1 seed.
Wow.
So
I noticed one thing been very consistent is their scoring has been balanced out between the 5 starters, and I think that's one of the big improvements that the program has gotten over the last couple of years. So you don't get, was it last 3 games ago they had 3 guys?
3 guys at 20 points.
20 points. So
and I shouldn't leave out Adam Reckmeyer. I believe had 11, and then I think Lucas Arnold chipped in with 8, including some big 3-pointers.
Nice.
So if I had to pick between the most improved players, I'd have to go between Jack Bottoms and Adam Reckmeyer, because those 2 guys have really showed improvement this year, and that's a big reason why they're where they're at.
Well, they get a lot more playing time than what they used to. So
well, true, but
anyways, swimming.
Swimming, the boys hosted their invite on Saturday, and believe there were 7 teams. I believe they were 6th.
Oh.
But Grand Rapids and Duluth dominated, over 500 points apiece.
Just where Coach Renziano lures them in with that, we're not going to be very good, and all of a sudden, boom, come play reasons.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the Grand Rapids, Duluth won't be in our is a AA team.
Right.
Grand Rapids will probably, I would assume, unless Mesabi East has a say in it, I think Grand Rapids will probably win the team title. But I think all the state berths, so there's only 6 sections, I believe, so 4 guys in each
Okay.
event to advance the state, because there's only the 6 sections across the state. And those will be spread out. I mean, Rapids will get a few, Mesabi East will certainly get a few, because they're swimming well. And, Hibbing might throw a couple guys in there here and there, maybe a relay or 2. So
Good.
it'll be fun. It'll always fun to see what happens. Girls basketball, they lost to Hermantown, I guess, the other night.
Lost to Hermantown, yep.
All right, so they're trying. They're
Lost to
working
Superior,
hard.
or lost to the team that came up from the cities. And
I don't
Went blank
remember,
on
to
'em.
be honest with
Where
you.
did that used to be?
It was North Branch that
North
they
Branch,
lost
yeah,
last
the old
Saturday.
Kangaroo
They lost
Square
to North.
place, yeah.
And that was a close game for half of the first half, and then all of a sudden, North Branch went on a run, and that was it. And they just don't have
Horses?
Well, I'm not gonna say it, so.
I did.
Yeah, you
Am I-
did.
Am I in
so,
trouble?
No.
Okay.
but, you know, they're getting better. I mean, this is a tough subject to discuss.
Yes, it is. Very tough.
But they
One
play
thing,
hard.
I was gonna say, one thing, these girls, even though they're having a bad year, you know, a bad year, put it that
down
way,
year.
down year. Boy, they don't give up.
No, they don't.
They play hard every time, and are they playing teams that have horses that are a little bit better, a little more mature, a little more, bigger?
Mhm.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
But they don't give up. And,
No, and then they have a couple injuries
Yep, have a couple girls.
that have
out.
hurt. Shaylee McLaughlin and then Ariana Ellis.
Yep.
They're both hurt, and you know, and Tara Hertling, God bless her, she's
She's a spark plug.
yeah, she is. She plays with reckless abandon.
Yep.
She just throws her body around out there, and
And they've got young kids playing.
Yes.
And so,
you know that. Well, your daughter's been playing a little
My
bit, get some
granddaughter.
experience, or your
Yep.
granddaughter. Sorry.
get me out of that one.
Has been playing a little bit,
And they get,
Bailey Bottoms has been playing.
We call her Triple B now.
We do,
Blocking Bailey Bottoms.
Okay.
She blocks more shots than anybody I know.
Well, I know she's got that uncanny ability. She's got some nice. I don't know if you say girls should have long arms, but she does. She's
Yep, she's got a knack for blocking shots, so that's the nickname we gave her.
blocking Bailey Bottoms. There we go.
Bailey Bottoms. So
And then
T-shirts will be sold at the next
game. All right. Nobody up here made it to Alpine. That was held the other day. Nordic has been going on Wednesday and today. There's 2 days of that one. I know they have some.
God, it's got to be cold.
Well, I'm sure they're holding off until like noon, I think, to
Okay.
start races. So I think it's a little warmer by then. And once you get out there on the course, I'm sure you'll warm up in a hurry.
Wrestling?
Wrestling, I know they beat. I think they beat Deer River and Proctor Hermantown the other day, and I can't remember
The
where they
triangle? Or are they
went.
called?
Well, there was 4 teams there.
Oh,
I
quad
can't
angle.
remember where they went though offhand. But so they're getting primed up. I believe their team sections are Saturday in Grand
Okay.
Rapids. So I'll have to go talk to Wojciechowski sometime today, maybe.
And they've got some guys that are gonna, I think, get a good run at it. They have Laramie
Larrabee.
and
Well, I mean Preston Thronson and maybe Lucky Benz. Braxton, I
Braxton
suppose
might have a shot.
if he
Yeah.
got put in the right weight class, he might have a shot at
yeah,
it.
he's wrestling guys 20, 30 pounds
Yeah.
heavier than him.
Yeah, he is. So if he gets in the right weight class, and I know there's one, Nehemiah Figueroa. I know one of the Horst kids could have a chance. The other one's kind of been hurt in and out. But that's been his biggest issue, has been injuries. And getting some of these guys, if he gets a full lineup, they know the team will be competitive if he can get a full lineup together.
Yeah, good.
So
What's left?
that might be it.
Okay, Timberwolves.
All right. Well,
Lost last night by
yeah.
1.
no Antetokounmpo and no Lillard for the Bucks, and we still lost to them.
The NHL's playing their national
There are 4 seasons, or
four
4 nations.
Four
Sorry,
Nations
4
tour.
nations.
The Canadians pulled it out in overtime last night. I watched that one. There's still talk about Crosby coming to the Wild.
Oh, I
After this.
haven't heard that, but
Yeah, what's his name? Our goalie
Fleury.
Fleury was pushing that.
Well, Fleury and Guerin certainly have a relationship with the guy.
Yep.
And I don't know where Pittsburgh's sitting in the standings right now, but maybe.
They're
Who
not
knows?
in it.
No, who knows?
That's what Fleury said. We give them a better chance to win the Stanley Cup than Philadelphia does.
Or Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, I mean.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
So
You know, and then Jonas Brodin and Joel Eriksson Ek scored goals for Sweden last night.
tying
And
goal.
Gustafsson had a fairly decent game in goal.
yeah,
So I mean, it's now they got to just coming off of this, they got to carry that over into the rest of the season. And the trade deadline comes up in March, so we'll see.
I see that. Well, the USA plays tonight.
They play Finland tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the big one's on Saturday. I think they have Canada.
If, do they have to win the play count, or is it just a round
No,
robin?
no, it's just a round robin, so
robin.
they're all playing each other.
So the good old days, back like when they played in the Olympics, Canada and United States. Well, it should be interesting.
That'll be probably, well, I mean, it depends how they do against Finland tonight, but maybe Finland's strong.
I wonder if they give them what is it? Wonder if they tell them you can't fight in these games.
Oh.
There's a few guys last night were they're like this, getting ready to go, and all of a sudden, they stop.
Yeah, stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they probably don't. They probably. This is for pride, so they're probably not going
Oh.
to start throwing fists around.
And are all the games in Canada?
I know. I think there's some in the United States.
Okay, I assume Madison Square Garden or something.
Well, I don't know, but I think Sweden has to play the U.S. in one of the cities here.
Okay,
Must be around Montreal, wherever. I don't know for sure though.
Fort Francis.
Yeah, yeah. the Hibbing Memorial Arena.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be sweet if they do that.
Yeah.
The Twins
Yeah.
signed first baseman Ty France. Big deal.
Where'd he come from?
They signed Harrison Bader
Jeez.
to play outfield, a Gold Glove winner a couple years
Yeah.
ago.
It's always a couple of years ago that they got these guys.
So, but Ty France, I know, has played with Seattle,
Oh.
and I don't know. I guess he's okay. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say he's not,
No.
but he can hit a little bit, and that solves it. Hopefully, he can field, because that's an important part on the field
Yeah.
right there.
And hopefully find a pitcher or two.
Well, the pitchers and catchers reported today,
Yep.
so they're starting. So that means spring is
Ron's flying down the
right around the corner.
do a expose on him.
Yeah, but we're come to the end of another show. We hope you enjoyed it. For Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support. HPAT thanks Premier Fitness at the Lux for their donation and support. They welcome individual and family memberships. To learn more, call them at 218-440-1191. Up North Lettering specializes in embroidery and heat vinyl press applications, along with patches and letter jackets. For more information, call them at 218-966-7850. HPAT would like to thank them for their donation and support. Hibbing Public Access TV may be viewed on these platforms: hpat.org with video on demand, Mediacom Hibbing 802, 805, and 807. On Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Download the Hibbing Public Access TV app for your iPhone and Android devices. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo. For more information, scan the QR code and go to hpat.org.